Hi, Claudia here. I hope this finds you incredibly well. I wanted to record this quick vid to talk about your law firm's brand and how to create a super valuable brand that's going to help you get lots of your ideal clients. So this week in my Scale Up program, we've been doing a 7-day law firm brand challenge. And for those of you who aren't familiar, Scale Up is our 12-month program here at Automio for entrepreneurial lawyers who want to scale their law firms from 6 figures to 7 figures in a scalable way using automation and online marketing tools. So we've just completed this 7-day branding challenge, and one of the things that I noticed in the group when we first started it was there was a bit of confusion around what actually is a brand, because people often think that, you know, it's your logo and the color palette that you use and your letterhead and business cards and that sort of thing. But that's not all it is. Your brand is actually it's so much bigger than that. And to me, while there's a bit of debate about what a brand actually is, to me, a brand is the promise that your law firm makes. So that's the promise that your law firm makes to your ideal clients. So to kind of illustrate this point, in the Scale Up group, I shared some really awesome promises that some big brands from around the world have. And so I've gone outside the sort of the legal industry to illustrate this point, only because there's actually not a lot of wonderful brand examples within the legal industry. So I wanted to share with you some of these brand promises with you so that you can start thinking about what your law firm's promise could be. So some examples are, if you think about Red Bull, the drink. So Red Bull's promise is to give you a jolt of energy. Mercedes-Benz, their promise is luxury and speed. Oprah's promise, good old Oprah, her promise is to give you the pathway to living a better life. Another one is Slack. Slack's the chat software for Teams. If you don't use it, it's amazing, you should. So Slack's promise is to replace internal email. So those are some examples of some, big, well-known brands who've got some really clear promises. They've got really clear brands. They're really clear about, who they are and what they do and what they promise. And something that I've been talking about with my Scale Up is that to be, to build a successful brand that will help you, fuel you to scale your law firm, you need to have a really bold, powerful, valuable brand. You need to be really clear about what your promise is. And so this led to a discussion around, it being very difficult for law firms to make a promise. And the reason being that you can't really promise the outcome of a case or a file. And I disagree with that to a certain extent. I know that you can't promise that you'll win a litigation. You can't promise that you'll win a court case. But there is a lot that lawyers can promise around the results that they get and the experience that they provide. There's a lot of opportunity there to make a really bold, strong promise. And like I always say to my Scale Uppers, to get big results, you've got to make big moves. So it might mean making a promise that that you can, achieve for your clients, but you might feel a bit nervous about saying because you're worried about what other lawyers and other people will say about you by saying it. So think about the results that you get. So a couple, one of the reasons why I've been able to create, why I've scaled both of my businesses, my law firm and Automio, is because both businesses have had a bold promise. And so the promise at Legal Beagle, at my law firm, was that we helped first home buyers get into their dream first home faster. Okay, so that was our promise and our brand stemmed from that. And then at Automio, so our promise is to help law firms scale. So we, like I said before, we help entrepreneurial lawyers scale their law firms from 6 figures to 7 figures, and our brand stems from that. So the purpose of this recording this video is to get you to think about, you know, your law firm's brand and what your clear promise could be. So that, you know, you can create a strong brand that really attracts your ideal clients. So I challenge you to think about that and come up with a strong promise. And remember, to get big results, you've got to make big moves. So bear that in mind when you're deciding what your law firm's brand is. To create a successful brand, you're going to need to make a big move and make a big promise. But obviously it's got to be one that you can keep, and one that you can consistently deliver excellent results with. All right, peeps, that's it from me. I'll see you soon. Bye.